James, Paul, congratulations. You guys have made it to the third and final round of this competition. Now, when you came here, we threw a little twisted Damascus challenge at you. Now we're sending you back to your home fortress to recreate this iconic weapon from history. Ready to see it?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. That weapon is the Darbshri Gunchai.
I have never seen anything like this. I can't even pronounce the name of this thing. Darbshri Guntrabi? What did he say?
Good luck, gentlemen. We'll see you in 4 days.
Good luck, man.
Good luck.
Day one, I'm ready to get hammering. I'm gonna be using 80 CRV2. It's a very good steel for impact and edge retention, and I believe the test that they're gonna be putting this blade through is gonna need a little bit of both. This is a big chunk of steel, so it's gonna take a minute to get the tip forged down to where I want it before I can start drawing it out to the length. The thing I'm struggling with the most is the weight of this entire blade. I'm having trouble keeping this thing straight when I take it out of the forge. It's into day one. Pretty happy with the progress. Got it all drawn out, ready for a bath. Get started on this thing first thing in the morning.
It's day one here at my shop in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I'm gonna be making the Darbshri Gunchai. For this challenge, I'm gonna be making ladder pattern Damascus because it's really gonna set me apart from the competition. This is 15 and 20, that's the 1084. I gotta make sure there's no grease or oil on them because that could affect the forge weld. After I get the steel cleaned up, I stack all the pieces up together and do my initial weld. I'm feeling really good that the welds have stuck. That's one of the most difficult parts of the entire process. The next step is to grind in notches all along the entire thing on both sides. And what that's gonna do is expose the layers of the Damascus. It's the end of day one, and I'm in pretty good shape for the rest of the challenge.
Pretty nervous today. We're gonna do this heat treat this morning. I'm only halfway through with the time, so hopefully if something does happen, I've got time to make another one. Look at that. 4-leaf clover, right at my feet. I hope it's a good sign. I didn't feel any pings or pops. I'm happy.
It's the last day, and it's about time to start etching the blade. This is the most magical moment of making Damascus because you get to finally see what the pattern's gonna look like. Still getting streaks, though. I don't get it. It's just not at all what I wanted to see. There's a bunch of decarb all over the entire blade, which means I didn't grind deep enough and the etch is not gonna come out right. So I could either leave the decarb and the Damascus won't be as good looking, or I could grind into the blade a little bit and risk making the blade too thin. I knew in order to save the pattern, I really had to just go back to the grinder. And I think it's pretty good. This is the Damascus I wanted to see. I'm still kind of concerned that the blade is a little on the thinner side, but there's nothing I can do now.
Here comes the light from the end of the tunnel. So far, I've got the blade done, so I'm gonna start working on a handle. I don't have long enough drill bits to drill all the way into that handle, so I'm gonna have to carve out a channel for that tang to sit in and make sure the wood marries back together nicely. Yeah, baby. I made it a little of my own by adding some fur from the land around my house. I think that's gonna add a little special touch. It is a little on the heavy side, but it's balanced perfectly. It's very wieldable. I'd say, yeah. All I can tell you is grab it by the rabbit.
All right, Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. Your Darbshri Gunchais look intimidating, but are they deadly? To find that out, I will take your weapon and deliver some killing blows on this ballistics dummy. James, you're up first. You ready for this?
There's nothing I can do to stop it.
All right, let's do it.
To say I'm nervous right now is an understatement. At this point, it's out of my hands. I just hope it can hold up.
All right, James, first up, that's a beast. It's very forward heavy, so it definitely feels like a chopper all the way through. Now, your handle here. By adding this fur around it, I can't get a good grip on it because it's so soft. Now, your edge is sharp. Overall, sir, you'll kill.
Thank you.
All right, Paul, your turn, sir. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
I built my blade to be very light. It definitely makes me nervous seeing the ballistics dummy because I know there's a lot of hard bones in there, and I'm definitely a little bit worried that could bend, even break in half. You never know what's gonna happen.
All right, Paul. First up, I really appreciate the Damascus pattern that you brought out here. Now, the fact that I can hold the weapon out extended like this shows just how light this weapon is for its size. And because of that, I can cut deeply into this without using the weight, just velocity alone. But after that, striking the skull, just picked up a little bit of a bend. Overall, sir, it'll heal.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, to test the strength and overall construction of your blades, I'll be chopping into these pots. Now remember, this is not about what your blades do to the targets, but what the targets can do to your blades. James, you up first. You ready?
Let it happen.
Okay. This is a shoulder-ripping monster. Once you start this thing moving, stopping it is really rough on the shoulders. The fur around the middle here, it's a neat look, but it's very slick, actually. And then your edge is still sharp. You nailed it. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Paul, you're up. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
I see the pots and I'm very worried. I feel like it could bend my blade even more than it already is. If something goes wrong, then I'm finished.
Good job, dude.
Thanks.
All right, Paul, right off, this weapon has a feel that is excellent. I can literally use it with one hand. The edge, still sharp. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, bladesmiths, to see how sharp your weapons are, I will try to cut through these pineapples. James, you're up first. You ready for this?
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Nice.
Nice job.
All right, James, just a little off the top. Your edge is sharp, cuts cleanly all the way through these pineapples. It will cut.
Thank you.
All right, Paul, your turn. Ready?
Yep.
There you go, man.
Gosh.
All right, Paul. It is razor sharp. Just the thinness of your metal here cuts through, no resistance. If you get the pineapple heads, they're all still standing right there. It's very sharp, and more importantly, it will cut.
Thank you.
James, Paul, you've both done an incredible amount of work. However, there can only be one Forged in Fire champion in this competition, and that champion is... Paul, congratulations. You're the new Forged in Fire champion. James, please surrender your gun chai.
Well, I'm pretty happy we've made it this far. I don't think I could be too disappointed in what I've done, considering how the weapon performed. My blade was just a little too heavy. Congratulations.
Great.
You deserve it.
Good job.
It's been a really great experience. I did the best I could. No matter what you do in life, there's gonna be challenges, and you're not gonna always succeed. Just get back up, get back on the horse.
Paul, congratulations. You're the Forged in Fire champion, and that is a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. I just couldn't be happier. This is like, gotta be the craziest thing that's ever happened to me so far. I mean, I know I'm only 19, but I still can't believe it. I'm the Forged in Fire champion, and it feels incredible.
Gabe, Clarence, congratulations. You've made it to the final round of this competition. Now we're sending you back to your home forges, where you will recreate an iconic weapon from history. Make no mistake, gentlemen, this is a tough sword to make. The last time this was issued as a final challenge, one of our competitors did not meet the parameters. That weapon is the Viking sword. From the 8th to 11th century, the Vikings were the scourge of the northern European coast. One of their most effective tools for raiding and pillaging was a Viking sword, a straight-edged iron sword with a rounded tip and double edge. The Viking sword was built to break through an opponent's defenses using big slashing blows. Since the blade was heavy and usually swung with one hand, a large pommel and hilt were used to balance the weight of the blade. Viking swords were often highly prized by their owners and given names such as Battlesnake and Dog of the Helmet. One was featured in the 2007 epic film Beowulf. This is your redemption. This could be your last chance to show the world what you're truly capable of. Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 5 days.
Best of luck to you.
Best of luck, man. It's day one at my home forge. I suppose it gives me advantages. I've never made a Viking sword before, but I'm feeling confident. It's a coal forge. I made it years ago. This is gonna be something. By the end of the day, I'd like to have the sword at least partially forged. My point established, the bevels forged into place. If I'm halfway down the sword blade and I can finish forging tomorrow, that would be ideal.
We're here at Dragonfly Forge. Today we'll be making a billet out of 2 pieces of forge welded cable, which will cut, twist, weld. The cable has about 200 strands each, so when the 2 are combined, it's going to be about 400 wires comprising the billet. It'll make a very, very strong blade. Hopefully I can get those 2 put together. That didn't quite go how we wanted. As I was forging the 2 pieces of cable together, the first heat, I couldn't get the forge weld to stick. I just can't get the sweet spot. I need it to be hot enough. It's not getting a full combustion. That's why it's like so much gas that it can't all burn. The next one I got a little hotter and she stuck. The welds look great.
Today, I just want to draw out this bar. I rethought some of the things from yesterday, and I think I was a little rushed. Today, I'm going to take my time, make sure I draw out that bar and get the metal kind of slimmed down, thinner, longer, and that way it'll also be easier to heat. It's hot. I'm tired. Not used to being tired from forging. A little bit worried about running out of time. So it's hard to work when you don't have the energy. I'm really worn out. I hope I can get through this.
It's now the start of day 3. Really looking pretty darn good at this stage. The quench is really the make or break point of the blade. It's about ready for the moment of truth. I cannot afford a failure. The absolute worst thing that can happen during a quench is to have a fatal crack. There's no choice but to start over at that point. Pretty damn straight. Looks good. We're over the largest hump of the whole project now.
Day 5. The plan is to finish everything. Grind, put the guard and the handle on, and quench the blade. Working a sword like this by hand, especially it being the first of these that I've done, a lot of difficulties. The quench went all right. We've got quite a bit of bend in here. And I, of course, don't want to snap it. This is really frightening. Got a lot of it out. Ready to finish. Initially, I had a different type of pommel setup that I wanted to do. I'm not gonna have time, so I have to improvise. Well, we made it work. Feels good.
This It's now the final day, and I have all the assembly to do. Although there's still a lot to do today, I'm confident I can pull it off. The handle is a two-piece hardwood core over the tang, and that's going to be wrapped in leather. It's a very simple and utilitarian handle design. Okay, I think that did the trick. We only have a few hours left, so I'm engraving the Roman numerals 13 on here. 13 is a lucky number in my family. Wouldn't hurt to have a little extra luck. It's time to pack this thing up.
Gentlemen, to test the sharpness of your blade, I'll be cutting into our cargo net here. Now, Gabe, you're up first. Are you ready for this?
Definitely.
All right. Well, Gabe, that blade made pretty short work of that rope net. The weight overall is a nice feel. Definitely did a good job. Definitely a sharp weapon. It felt good cutting. Nicely done, Gabe.
Thank you.
All right, Clarence, your turn. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so Clarence, a couple of things I really like about this blade. The weight is very nice and the balance is very well done. This big lip in the handle, though, is really not very comfortable on the hand. But your blade did well, cut nicely. Well done.
Bladesmiths, the Viking sword, wielded by the hands of the feared Viking warriors, forged for one purpose: kill the enemy. To see how lethal your weapons are, I will take your Viking sword and deliver killing blows on this ballistics dummy. Let's see what kind of damage your weapon can do. Gabe, you're up first. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Okay, Gabe, the handle is comfortable with the wrapping that you did there. It feels good. As you can see, it lacerated the chest. The chest cavity here even took out some bones of the ribs. It is sharp on both edges and penetrated easily on this ballistics dummy. And most importantly, it will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
Clarence, you're up next. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Clarence, it feels good to wield. It's got great balance to it. The one thing that it didn't do was cut cleanly through the ballistics dummy. It felt like it was bouncing off, and I wonder if that's your edge geometry here being thick and the sharpness of your blade. But in the cuts that it did do, the weight did penetrate, broke some bones. It penetrated on a deep thrust coming out, and that would be a very lethal wound. And your weapon will kill.
Now, the Viking sword was commonly used in conjunction with a shield, so to test the strength of your sword, I'm going to take 4 blows into these wooden shield edges, 2 with either edge of your blade. Gabe, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, so Gabe, still in the same shape it was in. It's good. It's kept its straightness. It feels like your edge held up really nicely. Definitely cut into the shield good. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Clarence, you're up. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, Clarence, your edge held up nicely. That handle still, in my hand, is still a bit of an issue. But swinging it, the weight and the balance is really nice. All in all, well done.
Thank you.
Gabe, Clarence, your road to redemption was a gauntlet. The judges have deliberated and they've made a final decision. The Forged in Fire champion is... Gabe, congratulations. Clarence, please surrender your weapon.
The first time I competed, I wound up out in round 1. This time I've made it through to the finale, so I may not be a Forged in Fire champion, but I have proven to myself that I can go much further than I thought, so there'll be definitely lots more to look forward to.
Gabe, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion and will be receiving that check for 10 grand. That's not redemption. I don't know what is, brother.
Feels so sweet after all that.
I love the dimensions of that blade. It's a great cutter. When I was going through that rope, it just went right through. You definitely know how to put an edge on something.
I feel like I've completely redeemed myself. Feels incredible. Like, I never thought that the title Forged in Fire champion would mean as much as it does to me right now.